Wild Man here with Wild Man's Outdoor Adventures. I got a little bit of a controversial one today. FX hybrids. This is probably one of the most commented on airgun ammunition brands. And it's not even like it's a FX only thing. Like, you could get these exact slugs from somewhere else. I'll gatekeep that though. I guess you guys don't want to know. These are in 22 caliber, 22 grains. That's really light for a 22 caliber slug. So it should, in theory, get up to those ideal velocities to stabilize. These, out of the gun I'm gonna shoot them out of today, they're not quite at that 900 mark that you really want to see them hit, but they're definitely stabilizing. I'll say that. If they're not, you can tell when you hit paper. You'll see it's not a perfect circle. I mean, that's the most easy way I know how to tell you to know. I got a camera down there rolling already, and I'm gonna take a 5-shot group in a super budget air gun. I'm talking about this thing costs $180 for a PCP. So they come nicely packaged, I'll say that about them. The number one, do you want to know? And this one blows my mind so bad. Do you want to know what the number one complaint I hear about them? Can you guess? While I load this magazine up, can you guess what that is? The number one complaint I hear about these guys is they're too expensive. And comparing them to other airgun ammunition, they're a little high. Yeah, I'll give you that. They're a little high. But if you were to venture into the rimfire world, think you would see really quick. $15 for 100 rounds is not really outrageous. I mean, I guess if you want to go the Crosman Premier Hollow Point route for your entire life, which is fine, they do great in plenty of guns. But if you get into the rimfire guns, I could tell by some of the people that make these comments, like, you ain't used to spending $30, $40 for a box of 20 bullets. I just know that you're not doing that. If you would complain about this, I know you're not doing that. So, I'm gonna take 5 shots. It's gonna be controversial because it's on steel too. I know everyone hates groups on steel, but I haven't been to Walmart to get splatter bursts. I'm trying to take a break from Amazon. I don't want to give Jeff Bezos all my money. He has enough money. Let me give someone else some money. I'm gonna hold center mass, and I actually got a decent group with these. This is 50 yards. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm 47 yards. I'm sorry. Let's be exact. This is 47 yards, and the barrel sticks over my line that I measured to. So we could call it 50. We're allowed to do that. I'm just gonna hold center mass, see where they fall. That was right beside the bull. Okay. Take that slack out of that trigger. That one laid right on top of the other one. Now the thing with these is, like, some people sort them by weight. I think they're pretty consistent size-wise, but it can vary by weight. And that's where you might get your wild flyers. But as far as I'm concerned, they definitely do what they're advertised to do. They stabilize in most barrels. I don't think I've ever shot them out of anything that they were just, what's it called? Doing the whirly bird. They don't do that out of nothing I got. I've tried them in 22, 25, and 30. And I mean, they shoot all right. Usually, if you got a problem with your group, assuming your gun's not malfunctioning, that could be a real possibility. You've put it over the chronograph. It's spitting out the exact same numbers it was when you got it out of the box. I don't have the best rest in the world, but I make it work. Like, this is what I have. It has to work. Yeah, and you do your part, man. I hate to bust egos, but usually when something ain't shooting good, it's you. It ain't the gun, it's you. And that's right in there too. At 50 yards is nothing crazy, but for a budget PCP that costs less than $200, I don't have an FX rifle. I can't afford an FX rifle either. But I want people to stop talking bad about these because it's not a bad product. I don't get to the bottom line of why you're having poor results with it, but it is a good product. And that's 5. I mean, I ran 10 just straight the whole magazine, and it didn't open up no bigger than that. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna measure it, but I do believe what I shot off camera was a little bit smaller. So, I mean, they're all touching. I'm gonna measure that. I'm gonna go measure that because we get a lot of shit talking about these things. The number one complaint I feel like I have addressed, and I feel like you should at least understand why that's not a valid complaint. That's not a valid reason not to buy something, because it costs a little more than what you're used to paying. Like, people tell me all the time, wow man, your break barrel is you're just not gonna get the kind of results you're expecting to get with $100 Walmart break barrel. And I don't tell them, oh no, that's bullshit, you're absolutely wrong. No, they're absolutely right. If I spend more money, I'm gonna get a better product. So, now, everything ain't like that. Everything ain't you get what you pay for. But, and I'm not saying these are the best ammunition you can get. I mean, it's gonna vary gun to gun, but it's not absolute trash either. And there's a lot of people saying that, and that's not fair. Let's be fair here. We do be fair and be honest. I'm gonna go grab that target and we can talk some more, but I don't want to make it a too much yakking video. All right, I went and got the steel torso target that I shot with the hybrids, the most hated airgun ammunition there is, for no reason. That's usually how it goes when something is very hated. It's usually for no reason. Now, I ain't saying it's the most beautiful group I ever shot. Center to center, 1.25 inches. But I do say this. I shoot at a lot of small game, raccoons, foxes. Every one of them 5 would have been a headshot. If I was pointing that at a fox, he'd have been a dead fox. Not to be not to be confused with red fox. Let's get this magazine out of here. It's Umarex Iconics. Nothing special. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm feeling so confident that I'm just gonna load one. Mosquitoes are crazy out here today. I should have got out here early in the morning. That's the ticket. Load one. This is what they look like too. I didn't really show anybody what they look like. A massive hollow point, just like it says. A dish base. That dish base has a little something to do with helping them stabilize at lower velocities and slower twist rates. You never really won't know what works until you get it in your gun and shoot it out of your gun though. It's no safe recipe. That's one thing Wild Man does know. I feel confident I can hit a soda can with one shot. That'd be dead fox all day long. That's a dead fox, man. And I like to argue too. I should have been a lawyer, but I can't argue with that. Like, we gotta stop. We gotta stop the trash talking these, man. And to be honest, FX has a lot to do with shooting slugs out of air rifles, period. Like, you gotta do some research. You'll see. I'm not just standing here lying to you in my backyard. All right, how about a little bit of change of scenery? This is one thing I didn't show you guys. If it'll focus. That's what it looks like after it hits that steel. Now, it won't do this on flesh. I've shot a fox with a 30 caliber hybrid and it went in his chest and came right out of his tummy. So, but for penetration though, I will say you're gonna want something with a little more of a core, you know what I mean, to carry that energy through. I know when I'm hunting, I want to punch two holes. I want an entrance and I want an exit. That's more of a chance if you have to track it. If something small, you're probably not, it's not going far, 50 yards maybe. But if you got two holes leaking blood, you got more of a chance to see that. These, I will say, if you only are after penetration, there are far better options. These just kind of dump the energy on impact. But I have had them go through, like through and through, so we're not going to say they can't penetrate. It's just that there are better options. I'm not going to make this a subscriber campaign, you know what I mean? You can like and subscribe if you feel like you got anything out of it. It's at your free will. Wild Man out.